Welcome back to the Re-Evolutionz channel. This is video number 3, and we can continue on describing the Re-Evolutionz process. And man, I'm just glad to be here, and I'm just taking small steps, a little bit at a time. Developed this plan some time ago, and it's bearing fruit, looking good. I'm coming out of that tunnel, and everything is in hindsight. But what I learned is when you're in that tunnel, is be the light. Don't see the light, be the light for the people behind you, or for those behind you, rather. So the second act, as I call it, in the Re-Evolutionz process here, just to remind a refresher from the first act, is self-imposed seclusion. And in self-imposed seclusion, you're going to learn to speak and live in your truth. And you will come to find that you will aggravate many people around you who do not like living in truth. That's a threat to them. So you got to stand and live in your truth. And also, you have to know thyself. Get acquainted with yourself again. Know yourself. Go back to whatever age when you're a kid and try to look at it from that perspective. You gotta learn to love yourself all over again, because it's easy to get separated from yourself in this world. Where we're taught early to be willing to give and sacrifice to others, and that's great. But those with narcissistic personality disorder know that. And so knowing thyself, spending time in nature, you begin to, your discernment improves. And then you start seeing through the BS. And then you question yourself, like, how could you let this happen to yourself? And I think that the way we heal from this, or anyone that heals from this or anything like this, is that we got to make sure that we're never in that situation again, and that it never happens again. And to go with what we're trying to tell ourselves. And so knowing thyself again, you're going to know exactly what it is you want and what you don't want. You're going to connect with yourself. Thirdly, is you're going to connect with your higher spirit. For me, it's our Father who art in heaven. That's why I'm just glad to be here and serve my Master. And I really think that God or Allah, whoever you want to call him, that lives up there, Aladdin flying around on the magic carpet, whoever. But if you could go through the darkest moments in your life, it's easy to anybody to walk away, go to the dark side of the force. But those who choose to walk closer, that's hypothetically, if all this religious stuff is real, and those folks are going to be held in higher regard, I would think. And I would think that with the numbers of believers to be dwindling, as it appears to be, of us being outnumbered, that he would have to protect the remaining few here. But that's where faith comes in. And so fourthly, and then the first act of Re-Evolutionz, is we got got to re-examine everything that we thought we knew and start back from the beginning, wherever that takes you, and wherever that road or roads may lead you. It may lead you to some off ramps and on ramps that you never even contemplated, possibly. So moving right along to act number 2 of the Re-Evolutionz. And actually, before we move on, I'll say this: if after that first step and you've done either, you don't have to do all 4. Maybe say you've done 1 or 2 of them. You took a week off and didn't answer your phone or emails for a week, and everybody comes to you, hey, gal, you all right? We're wondering about you. We miss you. Come on back. And they may make it up to you, and it was a misunderstanding. Problem solved. Happily ever after. Right? And you go home and never see you again. Congratulations. Process over. It's not, you don't need it. But feel free, stop by anytime, or advocate. I always say, just find a cause in your community and advocate, whatever it is. Make a difference, because doing a little something is a lot better than doing absolutely nothing. So, that being said, moving right along to act number 2, which is what I call redirecting or strategizing. If after that, all 4 of those little steps, you decide that it's in your best interest that you keep on going, see what's going on this road, well then you're gonna need to do a few other things. So the redirecting and strategizing, act number 2. First thing is, you're gonna move in silence. You're not gonna announce everything. Hey, yeah, I'm going to go to resort this weekend. And you may even need to begin to shuffle up your schedule around a little bit. Instead of your usual Wednesday night out, maybe Tuesdays. Instead of your squash game on Fridays, play squash on Sunday. You gotta get off a routine, because if you're at this point, you may or may not have people or peoples on you yet. You're still in the information gathering stage. This is where you're gonna gather a lot of information, though, when you move in silence. And if, hypothetically, you are dealing with one or multiple suspected narcissistic personality disorder people of interest, as we call them online, or hopefully just a person of interest. Hopefully you have no interest. So really. Which reminds me, thank you for being here, but I'm sorry you're here. But I'm glad you're here. Because if anybody can get anything out of my experience, to save you some whatever, that's right on. And I'm glad. It means I allegedly I had gone through this for nothing. If nobody ever got anything out of it. But yeah, move in silence. And here's where I was kind of torn with this, but I figured, what the heck? Because you will have to employ possibly narcissistic characteristics, and then there's a difference between narcissistic characteristics and narcissistic personality disorder. Now, we all have narcissistic characteristics. We're all human. You imagine a baby crying for a bottle situation. well, hopefully those babies grow up and learn how to regulate their emotions. Because if they're not, then they're just basically going to be the same thing, an adult toddler. Some, the ones that, in my history, it's interesting because it was like, whenever things got heated and there was an argument, you could almost see a transformation of that person going back to whatever age, 10, 8, 9, 10, 12, where they learn how this positive reinforcement, negative reinforcement thing works. That tone or that look or that behavior had always worked for them. And so naturally, they're just, it's the rat in the maze. I mean, no offense. I mean, and in a way, I mean, there's nothing wrong with using narcissistic personality traits. I mean, we use it every day. We just don't know it, or we know it. But the important thing that Re-Evolutionz promotes is an on and off switch. You don't have to use any narcissistic characteristics at your kid's ball game or church. I mean, you really don't have to. Flip that switch. Now you're not competing for a job, or there's a shortage of groceries, or there's a looting going on, then yeah, I would say we need to go ahead and flip on the narcissistic switch there. But when you use it in a way that's deceptive, whereas another party, if they wouldn't know otherwise, would make different decisions, and basically just use people up for your pleasure. I mean, hey, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but that's just not my thing. Okay, I mean, that's not why I chose to exit that life and enter into union. So, you know, I got that all out early. And so that's why at this point in the game of life, I mean, that's fumbling in the red zone. I mean, like on the 2 or the 1, you know, you just drove 98 yards with seconds left on the clock. Senior year against the rivalry game on the road. That's brutal. That's a brutal way to go. Thankfully, I mean, our guys over here, we just threw a pick in the third quarter, man. You know, plenty of game left. So, you know, we're quick tempo offense. You know, we run the hurry up offense. So, man, we're gonna try to get our guys down there and make some plays, and the plays in the game of life. But yeah, and so if you choose, and I would recommend it. I would. Well, let's just back that up and say, I would recommend you pray on it, because you may come up with you may come up. That's between whoever you pray to every day. But one tactic I would use, because they're going to send the flying monkeys. The flying monkeys. It's interesting because when you see the flying monkeys, they're usually the hanger-oners, the ones that you're pretty tight with, but they're not your boys, or you know what I'm saying? I mean, kind of clinger-oners. I mean, they're useful for things. they're the information gatherers, and Johnny Appleseeds. And a lot of times, I don't know, you gotta look and see who's not coming to you when you're in self-seclusion, okay? That's telling right there. Because usually it's gonna be the people that send the flying monkeys. I mean, that's how they're getting their information about you. See, me, I've always just been I wouldn't say secretive. I mean, I'm just saying, just cautious and protective, man. They taught us in the 80s, man, knowledge is power. And that's right. Knowledge is power. That's the power of the universe. So yeah, so you have to, I'm kind of getting a little distracted here, but there's some people kind of interested in. That's gonna be all right. Okay, yeah, but I was saying Act 2 is move in silence. And the next thing you do is you're gonna. What I was still saying about the flying monkeys is that a little deception, misinformation campaign is highly recommended. I mean, it's recommended you pray, but if you get to go ahead, then yeah, because if you're throwing out misinformation, you're gonna see what comes back and how it comes back. See, if I got Peter and Paul coming to me, I'm gonna tell them A and B. Out they go. And when they come back around, then I'm gonna know how they found out what is what. You will. Because it'll get back to you. What you let out will get back to you from someone you didn't tell. I'm a chess player. I love chess. Chess is like the video game of human history. I just don't ever have anybody to play with anymore. Not that I was great or anything. I mean, I'm developing. I'm always in development. I'm developing just a human in progress, as we all should be, striving every day. Because I mean, I don't know if people are perfect, then I mean, I haven't seen anybody write a book yet, because it's very selfish of you. If you're perfect and you're not sharing. Okay, so yeah, throwing a little other tactics. I mean, I think that's all headed. I'm not. I wouldn't say I flat out. I mean, misinformation. I mean, it's kind of, there's misinformation and there's disinformation. Misinformation means that you made an honest mistake, so you can employ that also. Disinformation is some James Bond 007 stuff. So you have to choose a weapon. And prayer and daily prayer. I mean, that's the thing with Act 1 is it's connecting, because I mean, and then just connecting your experience with Bible and all and the verses when you read verses, and it's just I'd almost have to be, I don't know what I call myself, but I don't have to be something pretty not good. It's almost like neon signs blaring for me. I don't know. something's going on and something's playing chess with us. And we can choose to align ourselves with it or against it, because many people will resist, trying to not live that life anymore. But anyway, I'm successfully sidetracked. So the next part in Act 2 is you have to redeploy your resources, meaning that you have to see what expenses you could redeploy. Like if you have subscriptions or gym memberships or whatever, that can temporarily just be paused. If you can skimp, start skimping now. I mean, because what you're doing is you're creating a little nest egg, if you will, or basket of resources that you're going to need if you need to leave the situation. And if you made it here this far, then you probably have to. I mean, I never thought I had to. And that's part of the self-imposed seclusion, is being able to step back from the situation. Because when you're in the circle, it's kind of hard to see the circle. You got to step back from the circle. You say, oh, there's more people back there. I didn't know. I had to count for them. I mean, I didn't bring enough muffins. So if you can cut expenses, yeah, do that. And the next thing is taking inventory of what you have. If you can secure things and secure them in a covert, clandestine manner, I'm all for it. Especially your personal things first. Or your the things that can't be replaced. The memories, mementos, the keepsakes. But for me, is my opinion for my situation, your situation might be different, is I gotta let everything go. Everything. Be a fisherman. I gotta drop my net. Because I still haven't taken my leap of faith. That's gonna be upcoming and following acts. Taking that leap into unknown, but sometimes the unknown is better than the known. So I appreciate y'all checking out this episode today. We're gonna keep it cranking. I'm excited, man. So check out the website, Re-Evolutionz.com. We just opened up another page, the BS3. That's the blind spots. So we got some more music coming at y'all, and then of course Flippant. I'm gonna call him Flippant. He's very flippant. So we're gonna call him, there's so many coin flips in the universe. There's not too many coin flippants. Call him Flippant. I think so, but yeah, and also Facebook and Instagram. Decided today, I guess the board of trustees, that from now on we're not gonna put cover songs on Re-Evolutionz.com. We're gonna put them on one Facebook or Instagram to kind of free up space for the original stuff, and it'll give me an opportunity to put more covers on there, because that was a concern, is it limiting the covers because of space for the Re-Evolution stuff. Anyway, thanks again to everybody for any support, and we'll holler at you later. Deuces.